Alright, listen up, fall girlies. Love you, love your vibe, but summer is not over yet. So we're here to talk a little bit of summerween because summer is my favorite season and I am not letting it get cut short. So my favorite summerween pick so far this year, although I haven't really read many summerween picks, not as many as I had wanted to, but so my choice pool is a little bit small, but it is the perfect summerween pick, I think. So I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones was actually very enjoyable, and maybe it was the setting that I read it in, and maybe I was excited by the fact that I started reading it on the same date that the book starts, minus not the year. When I first picked it up, I read the back of the book and I was already invested in the story. I was curious about how the critique of the slasher genre would play out in the book, as I've never really read something like this before. And the guy at the store when I got this sang the book title to me as Teenage Dirtbag, and I just can't get that out of my head. So now whenever I read the title, or yeah, I was a teenage slasher, baby. Anyway, so we begin with Tolly, and he tells us about his best friend Amber and the things that they did when they were hanging out. He's not the popular kid, but ends up at a party because of Amber. Then he tells us the story of how he became a teenage slasher and how he came to terms with it. We get a full backstory, and then when things start to get weird, he goes to Amber for help. At first, she doesn't believe him, but her brother loves slasher movies, so he's a bit of an expert. She calls him with some questions, and then her and Tolly get to testing. This was done as a monologue reminiscent of Tolly's past, and at first I was a little nervous that I wasn't gonna love it, but it was really quite enjoyable. There was a lot of funny moments that I enjoyed, and it's described as gory horror, but I wasn't really scared. And I don't think it was that gory, but this is maybe where the aphantasia helped me out, or didn't help me out. I really enjoyed Tolly and Amber's deconstruction of the slasher genre. It was actually pretty hilarious at times. And then I was sitting there thinking and comparing to the movies that I've seen, and I was like, yeah. I love little Easter eggs in books like that. And although I'm not huge in the slasher genre, like for movies and stuff, it was still pretty easy to pick out the references. I'm sure I did miss some of the less popular ones, but compared to Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and Ghostface, I definitely was able to pick those ones out. I really enjoyed and appreciate the creativity of this book, and I definitely want to check out more slasher books after reading this. So even if this wasn't quite the typical slasher book, so if you have any recommendations for me, fire away. When reading this, definitely the atmosphere made it better. I was up north at a cottage on a lake, so I had that summer slasher vibe. And yeah, I started reading the book on, I think it was July 14th is when it starts. Yeah, it's July 14th, 1989. So yeah, I started on July 14th and I was like, hey, that's today's date, minus the year. But yeah, if you're still on the summerween reading train like me, well, I haven't read it. I need to say it, stop. Well, I mean, I still want to read more, so if you have some recs for me, obviously fire away. But if you need one for your summerween reading list, because summer ain't over, then definitely check this one out. It's funny, it's different, and it's all because of a peanut allergy.